everyone. Now I know what some of you are thinking. I thought I was about to do Team Sonic Racing with no commentary. Where's that? Well, I have good news. I completed pretty much the entire gameplay with the exception of the trophy where you do 3 players in 1 team in local play. But, someone was being pushy about doing a certain OG version of the Bone Dance, which, by the way, I'm on the original soundtrack because there's something that has something to do with that. But now, there's this whirlwind, and you may notice I'm on a plot of land that isn't marked on the map at all. And there's another place that you can get from the
Actually, this is not the whirlwind I'm not talking... Yeah, this is not the whirlwind I was mentioning to you earlier, but yeah. This is just a way to get back after you get the egg or whatever.
Right.
Also, I got SharePlay working, finally.
Right.
This whirlwind, this tall, skinny whirlwind, was never in the original game. Unless you hacked it in, you'd have to hack it in. But this island with all the 3 lives on it is still there, even in the original game. There's a story behind this. Originally, the super bonus round portal and the egg you get from the thief in this world was supposed to be there. Just a 2 to 3 minute flight, it was wonderful. I actually learned online from a Reddit post from one of the developers. Like, he made this, he explained it, but apparently he went on a last minute vacation and they changed it on him while he was away. So the portal was moved closer, the egg switched to a thief, but they did not get rid of the tower or the extra life. Didn't even move it out of it, didn't even... Like...
Are you okay? Your mic is acting weird. Dang. Well, alright, so, where were we?
Sorry about that pause. Where did I cut off? Apparently the internet went weird when I was trying to watch the SharePlay.
We stopped at the part where they changed it on him during his last minute vacation.
Okay, we're still recording?
Yep, I didn't stop.
Okay, basically, they just changed it at the last minute. Moved the portal for the super bonus round closer to where the player could get to it easier. They made the egg accessible via a thief, but they did not get rid of the extra lives or move them anywhere. They did not even get rid of the tower. They just left it there. They didn't even delete it or move it out of sight. They just left it there, and yeah. And they deleted the whirlwind that you would get from beating the sorceress the first time in order to get it. But yeah, you can easily access it in the PS1 version if you use a Game Shark though, so yeah, it's still functional. At least with the remake, they made it accessible without a Game Shark because, well, it's harder to hack these newer games, of course. So yeah. And now we're heading to the OG Bone Dance. This is way better than the stupid air horns, by the way, and I'm finally glad they added it into the remake, finally.
It's weird though. You'd think that they would have had the old version introduced since the very beginning, because obviously in the Reignited Trilogy you could switch between the original old soundtrack and the Reignited soundtrack at any time, but apparently the Bone Dance had the exact same music. Is that what I'm getting?
Apparently so, which I was actually kind of annoyed because honestly, air horns are getting old. We're tired of them. So yeah, I kind of like the classic version more. Do
you still have more to say about that story?
That's pretty much the story of the whirlwind. Now there have been some things in the past that people have made up. You know, those old times when people made rumors on the internet for something secret, something that was cut, and saying, oh, there's a way you can access this in the final game. You just got to do this obscure thing that's just probably not functioning in the game, basically. And they make up some weird, obscure crap you got to do. And here's what you had to do to get to this tower back in the day, or so the rumors said. basically you hear that cricket nearby where the you know, the ship is. You hear it like behind that room area and stuff. Well, what you would do is find that cricket, flame it, and it would give you the super fight to get up there. Yeah, I spent hours trying to search for that cricket. Trust me, as a kid, I was that gullible.
I think we all fell for something at some point.
I'm pretty sure there was some rumors for you as a Crash Bandicoot fan, weren't there?
Crash? No. Pokemon? Yes.
Oh yeah, Pokemon's got a bunch of them. The Mew truck. What else was there? I just know of the Mew truck, really.
There was one involving Victini, or a supposed glitch where if you did all these tasks, you would go to the village bridge and eventually find a shiny Victini in the wild. But I tried that and nothing happened.
Yeah. You can get to the Mew truck, by the way, but it does not hold Mew and it's not movable. It's just there, but you're able to get to it with Surf, as said.
Right, and the funny thing is, in Fire Red Leaf Green, you can actually get a lava cookie if you do that, but it's just a lava cookie.
Oh, okay. Well, at least they made something out of it.
Yeah,
I'm ready to
Yeah.
and it's a clever Easter egg to reference
you
Hoen's
want me to.
specialty, as they call it.
Yeah.
Good to
Not
be
to
back
mention,
in
there's
action.
also a rumor slash creepypasta with Fallout 3 called the Numbers Station. I don't exactly remember the series of events, and it would take too long to explain that, but you had to do a bunch of things to find radios after you killed the radio guy, by the way, in the main city. And then, also you would need the DLCs for this, because some of the points require the DLC, of course. And each radio station you'd pick up from that radio station, even though it would be a dead radio station, you'd hear him, but he'd sound different, and he'd say numbers instead of say specific dates.
Please find.
And tell us what would happen on said dates, like the queen would die on this day or something like that. And he did it in a creepy voice. Sounded more like 1, 7, 9, 5, 3, 2.
Sounds very robotic, almost monotone.
Well, he's dead, so it's possible he's a zombie. I find that interesting, but there's been no proven yet of its existence. So, I plan to play Fallout 3 and try it out myself, following the creepypasta, of course, to get the exact replication to see if I can get the number station. But there's no confirmation of it, so it's either in hidden files since no one can find it in the files, or they basically, or it's basically a myth, of course. But it's a fun trip to follow, of course, because it's always fun to follow these kinds of quests, you know, these kind of ghost stories, you know, try to see if they're real. It's fun doing that.
Right. And
Yeah.
some other examples of supposed games are Evil Auto, Berserk, Polybius, and something called Misfortune.gb.
Polybius, I sadly found out it's not real. The closest thing we can get is probably the Recreation fan game. That's about it. Yeah, I couldn't find anything on it.
And didn't
And,
Angry
and
Video
as
Game
for-
Nerd debunk it?
As for, I don't know if Angry Video Game Nerd did. I don't really watch him, but I've seen him on Nostalgia Critic though. So yeah, I've mostly seen him when he helped Nostalgia Critic review Turtles stuff. So Ninja Turtles. Yeah, they were the 30-something nerdy critics.
Ah, nice.
Berserk is only half true. Evil Otto is in the game. His functionality is just like it says, but the story behind it is unconfirmed if it's real. But if it is, well, then that's kind of creepy. There's been rumors of a haunted NBA arcade cabinet, and there's also a myth about a curse where if you
Petrovic!
an
Petrovic!
NFL
Petrovic!
player, if you were in oh yeah, that's what the cabinet would say. But yeah,
Yeah, I
there's like
learned
the rumor
about that
about how
from-
if you were an NFL star and you got out on like the front cover of the next NFL game, you would have a bad season after that.
Yep.
And honestly, I think that's just pure coincidence because they're coming out of football just to take a photo for a fucking game cover, pardon my language. And then they just happen to get a bad season because they're probably out of practice from having to stand there all day posing.
Yeah.
So really, it's just a pure coincidence. But it does make NFL players fear the fact that they could get on the freaking game cover.
Can't show it. Regardless.
Okay.
Here, have
And
this.
there was something
I
he was
going
supposed to
keep it as a
say
souvenir,
that
but I don't have room in
where
my
you
luggage.
return to him and he would say something else. But the moment I came here, I had to get the bones all
My
over
friend
again.
is
It's
feeling
like I
much
never
better
completed the
now.
quest, even though
Oh, no.
they
He
clearly said I
started
got
his
the egg,
bone
which
dance
is
again.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I dislike the caveman's replacement voice.
What's it? What do you mean? Replacement voice? You mean it sounds different?
Yeah, he
between
sounds different
Spyro
from the
2 and
PS1. Yeah, he
alright.
sounds way different. Also, just so you know, the floss was never part of the dance, but it's okay, I guess, since they include the rest of the dance at least. So yeah, the entire dance is still there, they just added floss.
What did
Because,
have to come
you know.
back
Did you
for?
have to-
Now he's going to do his whole routine again. Well, here we go.
Oh, that's it. That's how it works.
Yeah, it used to be like, "Hello, birdie. I Fred has lost all his bones." But now he just sounds, well, he sounds like he's got an underjaw. "Hello, birdie. My friend has lost all his bones."
Oh, hey,
He like
that.
he like nowadays. The caveman nowadays just sounds like a mix between Squidward and Patrick. It's weird.
Is it weird for me to say that it's oddly fitting? Because I heard
It
all.
does fit, yes, but it just bugs the heck out of me because I'm a huge fan of the old days. The only change in voice that I am actually okay with was, well, Juliet, of course, in the Romeo and Juliet mission, because, well, there's only so many times you can just hear freaking Juliet sound like a man going, "Romeo, Romeo," before you just get ticked off because it's just not a lady. That's like as if Princess Peach sounded like, "Hey, hey, hey." So yeah, I like the remakes version because at least the remake makes it a female.
Right. So I think that's it.
That's pretty much all I can think of, unless there's some bonuses you missed, like some skill points or even just the cheat codes to look at.
Well, I think, come to think of it, I think I already used that infinite lives cheat code in Spyro 1. When I was
Yeah.
having trouble with treetops.
Yeah, the original version of Spyro 1 only had two cheat codes, the 99 lives and complete almanac. That's it. That's literally all the first one had, and the other cheat codes came in Spyro 2, and then they were transferred over to Spyro 3 again for repeat. I think they worked better in Spyro 3 though, however, it just made more sense. Especially when you could combine the black on Spyro for the ninja level and just be a ninja, or better yet, combine the black with flat Spyro and get a shadow. You could be a shadow in the ninja level.
That
Plus,
would be
big
good.
head mode actually affects the range of your flame, so it's kind of actually helpful in some way, but otherwise it makes no difference. But it does increase the reach of your flame. Yeah. And I like how they gave us a sort of polygonal version of modern Spyro's design for a cheat code. But it just doesn't look like the original, sadly, because it's just using the textures from the remake.
That kind of looks
If they-
like the retro skins for Crash, Coco, and Cortex in CTR Nitro Fueled, which is pretty clever.
Which, well, actually, the ones in CTR look like the ones from the original CTR anyways. Even the retro carts look like the ones from retro CTR. I've only seen footage of retro CTR, because, well, I only ever grew up with Nitro Kart, that's for sure.
Right. So, there's a cheat code
And-
exclusive to Spyro 2 where you can disable the Super Flame. So pause, and the code is as follows. Left, right, R1, 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 R1 square, and the result? He's just shooting out regular flames now. Now let's
Yeah.
try using the code again to see if we can re-enable it. Left, right, R, 3, 4, square. Yep. so you can toggle between having it on or off. And
This
what's-
was never in the original game, though. But I'm glad it's in the remake, because then I don't have to do New Game Plus if I don't want to. It's nice the first time, yes, I remember playing the New Game Plus mode in the original game, but it just made things super easy. And it transferred to all save files on the game disc for Spyro 2 back in the day. Which was detrimental if no one else finished the game yet.
Yeah.
The only way you could
Okay.
fix it, the only way to fix it was to delete the save file that had beaten the game once.
But hey, memory cards are there for a reason.
Yeah, I miss those days though. Everything is now stored on the console, even the game itself. Why can't you just read the game off the disc like in the old days? It loaded so much faster that way.
Yeah, I don't really get that either. I get it with digital versions because, well, obviously, but
Yeah, digital versions I can accept because you're installing the entire thing like on a PC.
like, even the 3DS was able to store read games from the cartridges instead of downloading them. But then
Yeah.
the Switch, well,
There's a problem with the Switch, barely any storage. It's got the storage of a mobile phone because it's technically an Android tablet just with controllers stuck on the sides.
that and,
Whoa.
the save files are not on the cartridge, but rather on the system. But that's mostly because of the user thing.
Yeah. So, yeah. Honestly, I hate how you have to buy a micro SD card just to be able to store games on there. And there's one problem with that. How do you fit something as huge as Doom 2016 or Doom Eternal? Even just solo, basically. Like, just fitting one of them alone would be a pain. Like, it's almost like you have to have a micro SD card just to play those on a Switch.
Alright, so let's try the retro Spyro. L1 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, down, up, down. Up, down,
Yeah.
triangle. Wow, it actually worked.
There's a missed opportunity with one of the cheat codes they added for the remake, of course, which would be the sunglasses. You would remember the sunglasses from the end of Spyro 1, of course. Well, you can wear them anywhere if you want, kind of like in Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
There's a cheat code for that. There's also a Switch exclusive version of that. The Switch has the sunglasses one, but it also has rainbow sunglasses, but that's exclusive to the Switch version, and I kind of dislike that's exclusive though.
Alright, so let's turn the retro Spyro off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, down, up, down, up, down.
I'm curious
triangle.
about this one code though. You would need to go back to Sunrise Springs for this one specifically, because it's the interesting part. I remember this one, I just can't remember the order, but I know that it's one of these two ways. Circle, circle, square, square, circle, circle, square, square. Either that or reverse it to square, square, circle, circle, square, square, circle, circle. This is the dialogue viewer. Basically, you could do this in any section, and you would view the dialogue of that section. So if you wanted to do the bonus round portal in a world, like say go to the you wanted to listen to the dialogue from the boxing Bentley match, you'd have to go into that bonus round portal to access that thing's dialogue. Otherwise, you get the dialogue of Frozen Altars. And if you would, and in the original Spyro 3, if you did it in Sunrise Spring Homeworld, and you went to the dialogue labeled 000000, you'd get what is known as the pirating dialogue, where if you pirated the original game, you get the anti-piracy measure and have Zoe tell you that this is an illegal copy, and so you will experience things not normal in a legal copy. And then and if you were to pirate the game, you'd get a bunch of glitches. It's either circle, circle, square, square, circle, circle, square, square, or reverse that if it doesn't work, of course.
Let's see. Circle, circle, square, square, circle, circle, square, square. It doesn't look like anything changed.
Did you try the other way?
Let's try this. Square, square, circle, circle, square, square, circle. Where was this anti-piracy message supposed to trigger?
You'd have to cycle through the numbers with the control stick and go to 0. It would normally trigger with Zoe nearby
Do you
where
like
the
active
balloon would
camera
be.
mode? If not, okay.
There's actually people trying to challenge themselves to play the pirated version in order to actually, like, see if they can complete it. Unfortunately, the pirated version actually locks you out from the first sorceress battle, so you don't get super bonus round, you can't really get everything, and you could sometimes just speedrun this thing, and then it would just crash and delete your save file. Basically saying you want to complete the game, buy it.
Yeah, I'm not getting any results from either version. I try square, square, circle, circle.
Okay, they must have
square.
deleted it from the remake, of course.
Yeah,
Then if they deleted that, they probably deleted the teleport cheat code, which the teleport cheat code had extra buttons in order for you to view cutscenes.
And I wish they just put in the cutscene viewer like they did in Spyro 2. It wasn't as a big deal in Spyro 1 because as it mostly consisted of Dragon saying, "Thank you for releasing me," or some generic tutorial crap. But
Yeah, you could just go back and replay those yourself, basically.
yeah, but Spyro 3, I would have loved to rewatch the cutscenes while I was enjoying popcorn or something, but
Yeah.
I can't.
They added a cutscene viewer as a free DLC for Kingdom Hearts 1 in the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD Final Mix collection on PS4. So yeah, you can view the cutscenes, even the secret ending for if you beat the game on Proud Mode, which is the hardest difficulty.
Now, let's see.
So,
2D
yeah.
Spyro. Left, right. No, I did it backwards. Left, right, L2, R2, L2, R2 squared. I must have did something wrong. Left, right, L... Ah! I was pushing L1 and R1. Hold on. Left, right, L, R2, LR2 square. Wow. That's pretty, flat.
Yeah, now combine it with the black color Spyro so then you can get a shadow.
Black Spyro. Up, left, down, right, up, square, L1, R2, L1, L2, up, right, down, left, up, down. It just looks more like a flat dark Spyro.
Hey, Dark Spyro's mentioned! Get it?
I
Dark.
didn't
You
really
don't-
intend that as a pun, but okay.
Also, here's another interesting color you should choose. The green. Make Spyro normal and then just put him in green, because this is basically what he would have looked like back in the day, before they decided that was a bad idea because of the grass. They originally were going to make him green, but then they noticed he blended in too much with the grass. So they changed him to purple, just so he stood out more.
And honestly, I haven't fully did. Okay.
So if you put him in green, you'll see why.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't really blend in with the grass because the shade of green he is still stands out. But I honestly think he should have been purple in the first place. I don't know why they thought it would be a good idea to make him green at all.
I agree. Green is just... it's just a stereotypical color of dragons. They're always green.
With the exception of that one dragon in Shrek, but
Well, yeah, Dragon was red, and
The-
she was
the
also a girl. So
Right.
yeah.
The only real green dragon that I actually like is the shiny form of Hydreigon. Because
Oh, I didn't know Hydreigon's shiny form was green. That's actually kind of interesting. It's like how Salamance's shiny form is green.
funny. I was just about to mention that.
Yeah. Salamence is one of my favorite Pokemon dragons, sorry. I can't speak today. Yeah, Salamence is one of my favorite Pokemon dragons. Probably since I saw him in one of the movies back in the day. Why is it that they had to produce so many movies? There's like 27 of them, and some of them aren't even about legendaries. And half the time
It's
they don't
like
even
they
make these
do.
canon to the show, so yeah.
It's like one movie per year or something.
Yeah, I prefer like the original ones about Jirachi, Lugia, Groudon, the original bird trio, Entei especially. That one was good. That was really emotional, and I especially love Mewtwo's movie, the original one, especially when you include the extended opening, the deleted scene from the extended opening, and the bonus short film, and maybe the bonus Mewtwo movie card, of course, because that's very rare. But I was surprised I could replace it for cheap at a random website, but still, otherwise it would sell for thousands of dollars. So I was lucky to get mine replaced when I lost mine. But yeah, I still have the VHS to include everything, because the DVD, apparently I found out when I bought the DVD from Walmart, all that extra stuff is just gone. Non-existent. We just start off with Mewtwo busting out of the lab, or I think, or either that or they just skip right to the title screen, so there's no Mewtwo origin at all on the DVD, and it kind of sucks. I'm glad that the remake at least includes a good chunk of the origins, but they still did not bring back the original story of how the scientist that made him was mostly cloning because of his dead daughter. Yeah, that's the deleted part from the original extended opening, and I think they should have kept it because it's very emotional and makes Mewtwo even better than before. He's one of the most well-written villains in the Pokemon universe, and it's actually quite sad because, well, I won't spoil it. You'd have to find a way to view it online, but it's very difficult to do so. Trust me, I was lucky to download a YouTube video copy before they deleted it.
And I find this Chico pretty interesting. I mean, if you push, let's see what I did. Up, up, left, left, right, right, down, down, square, square, circle. Your skateboard looks much like Squidward.
Actually, that's what squidboarding is. In fact, they actually reference squidboarding in the original game's epilogue. Yeah, the seals from Sunny Beach basically were in the skate park from the Enchanted Towers, and they were squidboarding. And basically, this cheat code allowed you to squidboard. Boom. And the tentacles wiggled even in the original game. The tentacles wiggled in the original game, and even allowed the eyes to blink occasionally. It was kind of cool. It was like a live squid. And we were riding it. And it has no wheels, so it's just sliding along the ground. So it's probably greasing up the place with its ink or something like that, or some other slimy substance.
And I just realized something. We have some claws on its eyes. How does it not feel that?
Okay, those were never placed there in the original game, so what the F were the freaking developers of the remake thinking? Toys for Bob, what were you doing?
They must have one weird sense of humor.
Well, then again, they're also a bit horny. Don't get me started on Gloria from freaking Madagascar game. And don't get me started on freaking Toys for Bob's rendition of Alt Tana, where instead of having a big chest, she has a big butt.
Alright, I'm going to pretend you didn't say any of that. And,
that's from Crash 4, but then again, Crash 4 is really, really adult compared to what the rating was. They like pushed that rating, basically. I mean, Dingodile swears. He says bad words, basically. He says, like, some lingo that's very naughty. Then again, he's got some junk in the trunk. Guess that's where the freaking flame tank went. Yeah, because it's no longer on its back. He stuffed it in his trunk. Because, jeez. Like, look at Dingodile in Crash 4. He's huge!
I haven't played Crash 4 yet. And
Well, you're gonna notice this right away, trust me. It's right there at the first appearance of him.
Alright.
So yeah, you're gonna be blown by his size, trust me.
I believe
This is
that.
also besides like side games, this is the first main game Dingodile will be playable. Same with Tana.
You wouldn't think those two would be playable in a main series game, but Toys for Bob was like, you know what? Let's give them some main series attention, shall we?
Yeah, and even though this is technically an alternate universe Tana, I like this design more than the original one. The original one just seemed like a generic girlfriend, whereas Tana's alt design, she actually looks unique and actually kind of cool. This is a good substitute for Crunch, I'll say. Crunch is fine, and I like his story from Crash Wrath of Cortex, even though that game sucked on gameplay. It had a cool story, actually, because you fought the Bandicoot you were supposed to be. That's actually really interesting. And I love how when you beat him the second time after getting all the other collectibles, basically, which by the way is not worth it, but for the good ending, he's just like, you know what? Evil sucks. I'm joining the Bandicoots. And he hops in our car and hitches a ride with us. I just like how he turns that quickly. It's kind of funny. Like he just sees how he's like he was like the best creation of Cortex, and Cortex just kept failing, so he decided, screw Cortex, let's go with Crash. And then comes next is Crash Nitro Kart, so yeah.
I watched the ending because I noted that Crunch says Cortex has no control over me anymore, which is to imply that Crunch wasn't exactly. It sounds like Crunch didn't have any free will until Cortex got defeated. Maybe
It's
I'm
been a
missing
while.
something, but
It's been a while, but yeah. Crash Nitro Kart was the only one of the Crash games that I completed as a kid 100%. Both campaigns. I even went for the Platinum Relics. I'm not kidding. I was that of a collectathon perfectionist as a kid. And
Hey,
yes,
you're
it
just like
costed me
me.
a lot of screaming. It cost me a lot of screaming, but it was worth it in the end to see both of the endings. Both campaigns in their completion, unlocking all the characters, even going through all the freaking time trials just to get Entropy. I wasted my time doing this, and it was worth it, trust me. This game was good. Whereas something like the Wrath of Cortex, I went through the campaign, but then when it came to the relics and getting the second ending, I played through those bonus stages, but then when it came to the other collectibles, I just used a cheat code to unlock everything and then went straight for Cortex again. Because honestly, some of the levels were just awful. It was not fun going through these, honestly. Trust me. I mean, the water levels are the worst in this one.
Yeah, so anyway, I put in a cheat to make Spyro pink, and I'll be honest, I was kind of expecting something a little bit cuter here.
What, were you expecting, what was her name in Spyro Hero's Tale?
Blair, I think?
Let me check. Hey, Google. What's the name of the pink dragon in Spyro A Hero's Tale?
Wait, there was a pink dragon in that game?
Her name is Ember. Yeah, she's basically supposed to be like the Amy Rose of Spyro, basically.
Oh, so Ember
But
less.
less like chasing you, basically. She doesn't chase you. She's just like, this dark crystal is emanating dark power, but it would look good on an engagement ring, wouldn't you think, Spyro?
And
Spyro's just like, yeah.
What is
like-
wait,
That's the
could you
most I
repeat
got
that?
out of her. Spyro's just like,
he doesn't even say anything?
Yeah, no, he clearly doesn't want to date her, though. He just wants to be friends by the sounds of things, but she's just obsessive. But she doesn't do it overboard like Amy Rose, no. She's like probably like maybe 1 or 2 years younger than Spyro by the looks of things, because she's like shorter than Spyro. Also, this is the only ever time she ever shows up in the franchise. It's just this game. And this is all I know of her character in this game, though, because my Spyro A Hero's Tale disc on GameCube, though I would have preferred the PlayStation copy, because, you know. But still, I had the GameCube version when I got the GameCube. It was one of the 11 games we got when we got it for Christmas. But anyways, our disc scratched, and so when you try to start up the second world, the whole thing just crashes and won't load ever again. You'd have to start a new file. So
Wait
yeah,
a
I can beat
minute.
Yeah, it works like a demo now, basically. I could beat Nasty Nork, but then that's it. Once I go through that tunneling thing to the next world, the cutscene just starts to crash and lag, and then finally the disc just stops. Nothing I could do. It's scratched. So yeah, it's gotta be replaced.
I just realized something. I'm going through the cheats, and the pink and red Spyro, I noticed that they both end with the square and circle buttons.
Yeah, some
And
cheat codes are similar. In fact, when you look through the teleport slash cutscene viewer cheat code, a lot of them had similar patterns, but mostly the cutscenes used the remaining button combos that were never used. Though with
so
my collector's
Pink,
edition copy, the cutscene viewer just crashed the game, basically.
wow, it looks
I
like
don't know.
Spyro got the ice powers when I use a blue cheat on him.
Wait, what? That was never in the original game. He just turned blue, that's it. But when,
I know.
unless you were in Frozen Altars, then he would use the flames, of course, but he wouldn't turn blue as far as I know.
Right, I was kind of making a joke, but I've noticed that... Hold on. Let me try the... Oh wait, the green, blue, pink, and red Spyro colors resemble the colors of the face buttons on a PlayStation controller.
Well, yeah, when you're on a PlayStation, you gotta reference it.
I wonder if they did something similar with the Xbox cheats.
Yeah.
They probably
Also,
didn't do the same with the Switch, but still.
If you were to show off like the health color change when it comes to your controller's light, you would have to use a physical camera, basically.
I'm not gonna do that.
That's alright, no worries. I'm pretty sure players will find out soon enough. But yeah, it's just little details like that I like. That some games change the color of your PlayStation controller light and doesn't just default it to whatever colors whichever player.
And now, one last cheat code, and I think it'll be safe to end this video.
Yeah, I'll probably join you on Crash Bandicoot games after this because, well, hey, I could use some. I'm just trying to get into Crash Bandicoot more nowadays, so I bought some of the recent games, of course.
Yeah.
Well, all of the ones on
And this
PS4,
cheat
so
code,
yeah.
R1 4 times, left 4 times, down up triangle, and Spyro now has glasses. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to relax in Dragon Shores with my favorite purple dragon, and we'll see you next time when I actually
Speaking of Dragon Shores, they missed an opportunity with the remake of Spyro 2, because if you remember in the original PS1 version, he has an angry face. Like his vacation was just ruined because he's got to do another mission to save the world. And in the remake, he's just got his normal face from all the other games. I don't know why they missed this.
Well, I haven't really been paying attention back when I was actually playing the original Spyro 2 because I was younger. But I'll
Same.
pay closer attention to that whenever I get the chance next time. So now I'm going to relax and have a nice vacation with my favorite purple dragon. And we'll see you next time when I do a no commentary run of Team Sonic Racing. I have the gameplay, I just need to upload them. Get off of my lazy butt and upload them. Anyway, see you all next time.
See y'all then.